So today we are going to take a second look at the queen of fake, Rawvana, from the channel Rawvana. As with Elise, who has been busy erasing videos of her journey, Rawvana has also been deleting videos since she was exposed as a fake fish-eating vegan a few months ago. I now see where Elise gets the inspiration to lie so much. Rawvana is a first-class liar and manipulator and strongly focused on business and money, likely trained up by her billionaire entrepreneurial daddy, who goes by the handle Mr. Number One on Instagram. So Daddy Rawvana says in one post, "I have dedicated a large part of my life to studying and finding a method to accumulate wealth, all part of a mental state of abundance. Believe that economic success is within your reach. The first step is a definite purpose supported by a burning desire to fulfill it. This is the starting point for all success." I remember once Rawvana posting a pic a few years back drinking a smoothie in front of her private jet, and she got so much shit in the comments that they probably sat down for a business meeting to talk about it not being relatable enough, and she quickly deleted it. Sure, there is essentially nothing wrong with making money. However, if you are being a lying, unethical fuck in order to make that money, then yes, there is everything wrong with it. So it's pretty obvious to me that Mr. Number One and Rawvana saw veganism as a business venture, first and foremost. As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the apple tree. And once Rawvana started sucking up to this girl, Paul Tips, who actually exposed her in the end, who has more than 8 million subscribers, Rawvana realized she could reach a larger audience and make more money and acquire more fame if she widened her scope, as she says, to include tortured animal bits and pieces. But it's not all bad. Rawvana is still going to make her starvation recipes for us vegans.
I will continue to support the plant-based lifestyle. I will continue to support the plant-based lifestyle.
I will continue to make tons of plant-based recipes, and I will also make recipes with the new foods that I have included in the way that I eat now.
Yay! Recipes and plans which keep no one plant-based long-term and make people think veganism is a fad starvation diet. Seriously, if you purchase one of her 1200 calorie deprivation guides, then you should demand your money back from her, as she claimed to get sick following her own program. A program she then sold to others and continues to sell to this very day for profit. She's as unethical as they come. So before we move on to her new death diet, I want to show you just how shady she really is. In the video she was forced to make after she was exposed, she said she had been eating animal bits and pieces for 6 months. Which is likely not true anyway. She could have been eating animals and their byproducts the whole time she claimed to be vegan. Who knows? But anyway, in this video she claims 6 months. So, Rawvana, if it's been 6 months, then why did you lie to your fam in this video with your mum a month before you're exposed and claim to be still vegan?
Hey fam, today I have a very special guest, my mom, Rawvana.
Hi, Rawvana.
Hello.
Hi.
And what are you going to show us today?
Yes, a lot of people have asked me, what do I eat in a day? So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I eat in one day.
Amazing. I love it. I am so proud of my mom. She's like so healthy now and so conscious.
Yes.
And now basically our whole house is vegan except my brother. He's the only one, but everything else is plant-based.
Yes.
So I'm so happy. Basically our whole house is vegan except my brother.
I think that's really shit that Rawvana would get her mum to lie like that. You can see how uncomfortable she is. But look, I'm not surprised. Even on Rawvana's Instagram account in the early days, she would post clues to who she really was. Dishonest and fake. So after being exposed for the fraud she is, Rawvana spent a short time off Instagram, then bravely came back with this strategic post dressed all in white, as Elise did at exactly the same time. I'm guessing they were trying to convey purity and innocence, unsuccessfully. She typed a caption trying to be deep, but as usual, said absolutely nothing. No mention of the animals, no mention of her starvation plan she continues to sell today, no mention of lying to her fans. Since that update, she has been back to her usual posting routine, which has included a lot of Instagram stories trying to justify her new death diet.
I am healing my gut with the SIBO diet. So my diet mainly consists of greens, veggies, protein, and healthy fats.
So after knowing Rawvana over the years and now considering her financial focus, I 100% do not believe she ever had a health issue on a plant-based lifestyle. I don't believe this SIBO bullshit for a second. She was maintaining a tough, irregular workout routine. She was showing up vibrant in videos. She was posting all the time. These girls claiming to be suffering so much like Elise was. Give me a fucking break. But instead, the truth is she married a meat eater who, by the way, obviously saw the dollar signs of Rawvana, as she is now pushing his stomach bacteria destroying alkaline bottle scam. And then she started hanging around popular meatheads like this Paul Tips person, however you say it. She recognized a greater financial opportunity, and she then planned her escape from veganism by researching and finding an illness that sounded credible, which she could then use to drop the plant-based lifestyle. Very convenient, Rawvana. So, as with Elise, after all this lying, how does Rawvana then expect us to actually believe that she is thriving on her new death diet?
Yes, it is working. I have been feeling bloated and constipated and had diarrhea for months. And once I incorporated protein, it just went away.
Wow, so even though you were already getting sufficient protein from plants, the protein from brutalized animal flesh just made all of your symptoms go away like magic. Rawvana, you know that's a lie.
I've always loved fruits and vegetables, but I didn't know that you could live off of them. Because everywhere you're seeing you need protein, you need protein, you need to be stronger for more energy, for more muscle. And the truth is that's a lie. It's a lie. It's so sad that they've misguided us. Marketers have misguided us to think that. I mean, think of how much money is in that industry. Think of all the restaurants. Think of the protein shakes. I mean, it's everywhere, and it's really sad. It's making us lethargic, it's making us fat, but guess what? It does not have to be that way. You can feel amazing, you can be full of energy, and you can get full on a plant-based diet. We also know that you can obtain all of your nutrients, including protein, on a vegan and even raw vegan diet.
Rawvana, I absolutely agree. Oh hey, we also have a special guest. Your mate Bonny has something to tell you about protein too.
You have to start looking at foods as package deals. When you eat meat, yes, you are getting protein. However, you have to look at everything else you're getting with it. The cholesterol, the saturated fat, the hormones, even antibiotics. All of which you do not want in your body. However, when you get your protein from plants, you get nothing but benefits along with it. You get the fiber, you get the water, you get the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals. Only good stuff.
At the moment, the new foods I have incorporated are eggs, fish, and ghee, which is clarified butter.
Damn. No wonder you are getting period pains for 14 hours straight. Your low-carb diet gives me cramps just thinking about it.
Oh my gosh, I've had cramps. Horrible for 14 hours straight.
And let's not forget that recipe you got from Paul Tips for your terrible digestion since eating animal bits and pieces again. Ugh, this is what happens when you starve yourself, girls. You fry brain cells and fall back into being a mainstream animal-abusing zombie. These girls who go back to eating eggs are some of the most uneducated, unethical twits I've ever come across. Or worse, they know the deal, they have educated themselves, and they still go back. Jesus, eggs are literally the gooey, unfertilized reproductive cycle, with bonus womb, from a chicken. They are simply not human food, or else they would be healthy for us. But they are not. Bonnie, can you please talk some sense into this girl?
A lot of you guys are finding it hard to give up eggs because you think they're such a really good dense source of protein and that they're overall healthy for you. However, when you look at the science and the studies, it actually shows that eggs are far more harmful than people think they are.
This is some egg company trying to put out a brochure on healthy snacking for kids. But because of existing laws against false and misleading advertising, the head of USDA's Poultry Research and Promotion Programs reminds them that you can't couch eggs or egg products as being healthy or nutritious. Can't say eggs are low in saturated fat. They're not. Can't say they're relatively low in fat. Can't even call them a rich source of protein because they're not. Can't say eggs are healthful. Certainly can't say they're healthy. Have you seen how much cholesterol there are in those things?
Cholesterol. Now, cholesterol can only be found in animal products. Herbivores and humans, we actually don't need any extra cholesterol. We make all the cholesterol that we need inside of us. So when we start getting it from foods such as animal products, we run into a lot of health problems like heart disease. Heart disease is our #1 killer in the world, so it is extremely common, and that is because we are acting as omnivores.
Thanks, Bonnie. Spot on. So heart disease is our #1 killer, killing millions and millions of people every year. And guess what? A plant-based diet is the only diet scientifically proven to reverse it.
There's only one diet that's ever been proven to reverse heart disease in the majority of patients, a plant-based diet. Anytime anyone tries to sell you on some new diet, ask them do me a favor, one simple question. Has your diet been proven to reverse heart disease? You know, the #1 most likely reason you and everyone you love will die. Does it reverse heart disease? If it doesn't, why would you even consider it?
And according to the up-to-date scientific research, what is the most important food you should be including in your diet? Fruit. Well, duh, because we are frugivores, of course.
The Global Burden of Disease study, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, is the most comprehensive and systematic analysis of the causes of death undertaken ever, involving nearly 500 researchers from more than 300 institutions in 50 countries, starting out with almost 100,000 data sources. What did they find? Here in the US, they determined our #1 killer was our diet. #1 on their list of the most important dietary risks, not eating enough fruit, responsible for millions of deaths a year around the world.
Research like this, and from my own personal experience over 12 years, is why I eat a high fruit diet, and why I always will eat a high fruit diet. Many will come and go from eating high fruit, but that's because of
convenience, tradition, and social acceptance.
Not because it's unhealthy or not supported by science. I outline exactly how to follow a high fruit lifestyle properly in my Raw Till 4 book, where I provide a 30-day meal planner, shopping list, over 50 recipes, and much more. And guess what? You won't starve. But be warned, Raw Till 4 is for those really committed to long-term health, who want to look and feel their best for life, not just for summer. And you must remember, it isn't a fad weight loss diet, as many girls have treated it in the past. However, as you can see from me, it does produce a lean body long term. As you will learn in this book, this is an ethical lifestyle for life. If you want to do a high fruit lifestyle properly and not starve yourself like Rawvana, then check out Raw Till 4. The link is in the description. How about the ethical side? Elise, what do you think people should do?
Educate yourself. Research about hunting and how that's ethically wrong just as much as factory farming is. Research about what's going on to the male chicks. How are they dying? In what countries are the most chicks dying? Like, figure out all of these statistics and educate yourself.
Let's get something straight here. There is no such thing as an ethical egg. Even the ones from your backyard have been laid by exploited and genetically modified hens pushed to produce hundreds of eggs, when in the wild hens only lay around 10 to 20 per year. And inevitably male chicks and roosters must be killed even in small backyard pens, and new layers must be purchased from hatcheries where they kill even more males. These trendy labels are just lies to help lazy, morally corrupt people feel good about themselves as they commit horrible atrocities against innocent animals.
The male and female chicks are sorted onto separate conveyor belts. They've been genetically modified to make the males a different color than the females, allowing for quick sorting. Unable to ever produce eggs themselves, and a completely different breed to the chickens used for meat, the male chicks are considered waste products, as are any females perceived to be deformed or weak. They are sorted onto a separate conveyor belt from the healthy females in their first day of life, and sent into an industrial blender called a macerator.
I can't really sit here and tell you exactly what these animals go through because I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to put that into words. The suffering and the pain and the life of suffering that they have in order to become our food, and we don't see it, so we don't really know. When I really made the connection and realized, oh shit, this is what's on my plate, I'm supporting this with my dollar every time I go in there and buy it, I couldn't do it anymore. I really couldn't do it. So I know it's hard. I know it's so confronting to look into what's happening. And a lot of people might come back and say, well, we're just doing it wrong. We need to kill them more humanely. They need to have a grass field to run around on. They need to, have a nice life, and then we'll kill them humanely, and that will make it okay. Humanely killed? I mean, if I went up to you and I was like, oh, I'm just going to kill you really nicely, you won't feel a thing, and you've had a really nice life, so can I just kill you? You can't kill something humanely that doesn't want to die.
So this omelette is super easy. I've just chopped up some spring onion and some cherry tomatoes. And here are the eggs that I have at the moment. Usually I get them from the farmers markets, but if not, I get them from my local health food shop. And it's a really ethical, humane conditions. So that's something that I always look at before I get eggs.
Smaller hatcheries may use carbon dioxide gas or simply suffocate the chicks in plastic bags. All commercial egg farms, caged, barn-laid, free-range, organic, RSPCA approved, involve the killing of male chicks to a total of roughly 12 million per year in Australia.
And it's a really ethical, humane conditions. So that's something that I always look at before I get eggs.
When I really made the connection and realized, oh shit, this is what's on my plate, I'm supporting this with my dollar every time I go in there and buy it, I couldn't do it anymore. I really couldn't do it. You can't kill something humanely that doesn't want to die.
Rawvana, why did you write posts like these if you don't give a fuck about animals? It's not that I can't eat meat, it's that I don't want to eat animals. I want to eat fruits and veggies, living foods, for love for the animals, love for the planet. Or this, more than 150 million animals are slaughtered each year for food. I used to be one of those persons that never cared about eating animals and would even get annoyed by people who cared about them. I would even watch clips of how they were murdered and it didn't really affect me. It wasn't until my awareness and consciousness became more clear once I started eating raw vegan. I became more compassionate. One thing I find disturbing is how creepily happy she seems to be returning to exploiting animals after claiming to care so much about them. She seems to care a lot about her new breeder dog she recently purchased from a puppy farm, but we know you don't really care about the dog, Rawvana. You just like her unique mismatched eyes. You like having pretty expensive things and accessories that you can show off on your Insta feed. And what about dog meat? What's the difference? There is no difference, except for your hypocritical speciesist attitude. You choose to pet one and eat the other. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here. It's obvious Rawvana saw veganism as a business venture, first and foremost. She regurgitated the science and the ethics of the lifestyle, but she never connected with any of it, because her top priority was always money, money, money. At the very, very least, she should take down her starvation plans and refund the blood money she made off veganism. Because during those supposed 6 months, she was using that money to fund animal exploitation, the very thing that vegans fight so hard to end.
You can't kill something humanely that doesn't want to die.